In today's video, self-care for instructional coaches. Hello coaches! Welcome back to another 5-Minute Friday. My name is Kim and today I'm going to be talking about self-care for instructional coaches. It's that time of year when many of us are feeling a bit frazzled and maybe a little bit stressed out, and this is a reminder for all of us that it's important to take time for self-care. We do our best work when we feel our best, so self-care is just as important to others as it is to us. This video is inspired by a recent COACHBETTER conversation with Cindy Tisdale McPhee. In our conversation with Cindy, she highlighted just how important self-care is for all educators and also for coaches. So we thought we'd take that conversation and expand it out into a specific 5-Minute Friday just for you. And along with this 5-Minute Friday episode, we also have a new freebie in the description box below about self-care for coaches. So please download that and have that handy with you in your classroom or your office. Along with this video, I also want to take a moment to introduce an awesome new learning opportunity that we're calling Mastermind Ed. We have a whole strand just focused on wellness. So if that sounds interesting to you, or this video highlights some interesting ideas to you, stay tuned till the end and you can learn more about Mastermind Ed. I also want to point out that we are going to take a little bit of a break from 5-Minute Friday, not only for our self-care here at the Eduro team, but for your self-care too. We know that watching videos and knowing that they're like piling up can be another form of stress that you might not even realize you're taking on. So we're going to take a break from the 1st of December to the 15th of January to let you have some mental space, a little bit of a break from 5-Minute Fridays, if you will. If you wanted to go back and watch some of our old videos, please feel free to do so, and we'll be re-releasing some of our favorites during that period. So there'll still be some content for you to take a look at, but please don't feel any pressure. Take this time to take a little bit of a mental wellness break. All right, finally, getting to the video about self-care for instructional coaches. I think the most important part is it's something essential for us to remember as coaches, and this is something that Cindy pointed out to us. Taking the time to take care of yourself allows you to be present at work. Being calm and present and balanced in your role makes you more approachable as a coach to the teachers that you work with. And having the time and energy and passion to build a coaching culture is essential to our work as coaches. So keeping all of that in mind, self-care is just as important to the colleagues that we work with, to our school environment, to our coaching culture that we're building, as it is to our own personal mental well-being. So our self-care helps us do better in our work. Really, self-care prevents overload or burnout. It reduces negative feelings of stress that you have from your job or any other aspects of your life, and it helps you refocus. So I have 7 strategies of self-care for instructional coaches. And the first one actually goes right back to what I was just talking about. It's actually recognizing the value and importance of taking a break. Even if it's only 5 minutes, a tiny break in your day is better than none at all. Mental breaks help you refocus. I know for myself personally, I can sometimes find myself working and realizing something is taking much longer than it should. All I need to do is get up, walk around, do something different, grab a glass of water, talk to a colleague, and then I can refocus and get back into the task at hand. Sometimes that break is a short break, like I just described, and sometimes that break is a little bit longer. But the power of taking that break is really important, and we need to recognize and value that for ourselves, because when we take a break, we can come back even better than when we started. The second strategy is to make time to do something you love, and make sure to put it in your calendar so you don't skip it. Schedule your gym time or your outdoor walk or your photography lesson, just like you would a meeting. Give yourself the space to do something that re-energizes and re-inspires you to get back to your exciting work when you're ready. A third strategy is to keep a gratitude journal. I do this every day, actually. I write a gratitude journal in the morning just to reflect on what was so great from the day before. So I start my day with positive intentions rather than feeling nervous about all the work that I have to get done. You can even keep notes or feedback from students or teachers who have worked with you. Keep them in a visible place where you can see the impact that you have had as a coach is super positive, and it extends over long periods of time. You might have had a rough day today, or you might have a rough day tomorrow, but great things have happened as a result of your work as a coach. So if you have little post-its or pictures or keepsakes from those experiences, keep them nearby so you'll be reminded of all the great things that you're doing as a coach. My fourth strategy is to connect with others who inspire you. These might be people right there on your campus, or they might be people who inspire you from a distance through your personal learning network. Try to make time to have conversations with those people who are making you feel passionate, enthusiastic, and energetic about your job, because sometimes you need to borrow a little bit of energy from somebody else to bring that energy back to yourself. My fifth strategy is to get moving. Get away from your desk or wherever you're normally stationed. Just get out there and start walking around. You can try having a coaching conversation while walking around with a colleague. You might even run into other colleagues that you needed to speak to on this coaching walk. Or maybe you just need to take a walk by yourself. When you have school break time, schedule a slot in there for you to take a walk by yourself to clear your mind. The idea is just to get your blood pumping. You all probably know that I love lifting weights, so make time to go to the gym or to run after school or to take a yoga class. Do something that gets you out of your normal physical situation and into something a little bit different. Strategy number 6 is to let your brain settle. I don't know about you, but my brain is constantly on overdrive, and there are only a few things that let me switch it off. One is to meditate. Another is to watch a little bit of TV. TV really helps me turn my brain off, and then reading a book. So those are kind of the 3 things that let me turn my brain off. Those might not be the same for you, and that's okay. The important part is to find some time in your day to schedule in a little bit of a brain break. One strategy that we can all do at school is to eat your lunch mindfully. Don't distract yourself with work. Don't eat over your desk. Go somewhere and enjoy your lunch. Taste the food. Enjoy the moment of taking that break to have a meal. My 7th strategy is to make self-care a habit at work. Try to have self-care check-ins at every meeting. You can ask your colleagues, what's something that's been challenging for you lately, and what have you done for self-care? This is something that came up in our conversation with Cindy, and I've started applying it here in our work at Eduro Learning, and it really helps set a positive tone for every meeting that we have. As I mentioned in the first point today, value your worth and your time. You know how important it is to take a break, and sometimes you just have to schedule that in and make sure it's on your agenda so you can be fresh for whatever other activities you have coming up that day. And probably the hardest one, say no sometimes. Protect your schedule. Maybe there's something you really cannot do today, and it's okay to say no and provide an alternate solution. I think the important part about saying no is that bit about providing an alternate solution. You might not be able to tackle every single thing everyone asks of you on every day. In fact, that's probably completely unrealistic to even joke about. So make sure you prioritize the most important parts of your schedule and allow yourself to say no to some things too. All right, those were my 7 strategies for self-care for instructional coaches. Hopefully they were helpful for you. They were, number 1, to recognize the value of taking a break. Number 2, to make time to do something fun and schedule in your calendar. Number 3, to keep a gratitude journal. Number 4, to connect with educators who inspire you. Number 5, to get moving and do something that gets your body out of its normal routine. Number 6, to let your brain settle. And number 7, to make self-care a habit at work. Hopefully there's at least one in there that is relevant and useful for you. And please share with us. Let us know which self-care strategy you used. Tweet us at Eduro Learning or share a photo on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you about which self-care strategy resonated and works for you. Thanks for joining us for today's 5-Minute Friday. Take a little mental break from December 1st to January 15th, and we will see you again in the new year.